Hello, my name is Timothy Martin, and this will be the rough draft for Project 1. So basically, this is just going to be me describing what's happening in this video right here. I'll just be the right here. So this video will be just the video of me of how to change a tire. That's what I will be describing and showing how to do. So you got your tire on the car, the video's going. And I show the wrench, and I show like this is what you need to take it off. And you might need a key for your lug nuts that you have connected to your tire, and the lug nuts are the things that hold the tire onto the car. So you connect in the video, I'm connecting the lug nut wrench, key to the lug nuts, and I'm loosening them and starting to loosen them and taking off before I lift up the car. The next step is that I put a jack under the car, and I go and lift up the car by putting it under a structurally sound area. This would be somewhere not on like the body of the car, because you don't want to mess up your car. So you want to put it on a very structurally sound part, and I will show that in the video, of course. And then after you lift it up a little bit, you just screw off the rest of your lug nuts. And depending on how much you loosened them when it was on the ground, you can just either hand loosen them, and if you need to, you can just use the lock and just loosen it like that. It'll be a lot easier than just wrenching it. And I forgot to mention, it's on the ground. We leave it on the ground because the tire will rotate when we start loosening it, and we don't want that to happen, obviously, semi-obviously. So we leave it there, and then we lift it up once we can take those lug nuts off, so we can clear the tire. So we lift it up a little more, and now the tire is completely off the ground, the lug nuts are off the tire. At this point, you're gonna wanna take the tire off. That's what I'm showing in this video. And basically just put it somewhere safe for a second and get your other tire. Once you have your other tire, identify your lug nuts and where they are and what you have. And then what I prefer doing is setting up my tire so the holes for the bolts connected to the car are in like a star formation. So, there's like one on top here, and then there's like one right there, and then one right there, and then the other two would go right there. And then at this point, you're gonna wanna try to line up your holes so you can get your tire on. So that's what's happening in this video. And once you got your holes lined up, and it could take a little bit of fidgeting, and it's a little heavy too, so you really kind of just want to get the first base one, and then you can get all of them on just because it'll be supporting most of the weight from the tire. Once you have all of them on, just finger tighten, start to finger tighten those lug nuts on, and start to do it in a star formation. So what that means is you basically go opposite of the lug nut that you're tightening. So if I tighten this top one, I'll go to this bottom one, and then I go to this bottom one to this right one, and I go to this right one to this, or this left one to this right one, and then I go from here back to down here, and then all the way to the top again, and then I continue that in a star formation. For the tightening, just with finger tightening, and then once it feels pretty snug and the tire feels like it is pressed down and loose, I'm gonna lower the car basically, and I'm gonna get my wrench again with the lock, and I'm gonna tighten it in that same exact star formation. So remove the jack first, and then start to tighten it. Star formation, boom, 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 boom. And then you go over it about 3 times to check if it's completely tightened, because it's a vehicle that you're driving on constantly. You want it to be super safe and whatnot. And yeah, that's the gist of it. You have changed the tire.